Hello, everybody. I'm Taylor Cunningham, host of Unrivaled's Beyond the Scoreboard, the podcast where professional sports teams share their good news about the unique community and fan engagement programs they're executing in their local markets. Today, I am joined by John Colombo, Senior Director of Community Relations for the Florida Panthers and the Florida Panthers Foundation. The Panthers just wrapped up an impactful local hero program that they put together down in South Florida called Territory Teammates. And to learn more about this program and the impact that it has had in its community, let's bring in John. And John, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
We are glad to have you today to talk more about the new Florida Panthers Territory Teammates program that you guys put on down in the Miami area. Can you give us a quick overview of what this program is?
Absolutely. So when COVID hit, I think a lot of people around the country kind of realized that there was a ton of things that were happening, and it really touched us. At our core, the Florida Panthers are huge into the community, and we're really, dedicated to honoring our heroes. We do a huge military program. We have a community champions program where we give a grant away every game. So when the games paused, we took a step back and we realized all these stories you were seeing on the news and all these people stepping up and helping the community. And we really wanted an opportunity to honor those people. So we decided to launch a campaign where fans could submit nominations of local heroes. They could be anybody as simple as a teacher that was helping a kid that, was struggling with online learning, to, nurses and doctors, to just your bag boy at your local supermarket that went above and beyond to get groceries, to an elder person. So we wanted an opportunity to be able to tell all those stories and really push those out into the community and kind of highlight some people that are our fans that are doing some great things.
Wanting to highlight local heroes was a big deal, especially during these times that our country was facing. But what went into the idea behind and the creation of this program?
I think for us, our community is so important to us. And I think having the opportunity to honor those folks that stepped up in such a hard time in this world was just a great opportunity. And to be able to use the Panthers platform as a professional hockey team to highlight those stories and really be able to tell them and let people feel good about their South Florida community.
So this program launched in June 2020. So when the fans and the community found out about it, how many nominations did you all receive in the end?
We had over 100 nominations. So we had all sorts of various people. It was really an unbelievable, overwhelming list of people doing tremendous things.
What was the structure of the campaign?
For us, we were able to tell people stories. So we built out a committee to kind of comb through all of these stories, and we got it down to 5 semifinalists, which was extremely hard, as you can imagine, with all the tremendous people doing things around the community. And at that point, we put it out to our fan base, and we allowed our fans to vote on which of these stories they saw as their top story. So it was very interesting to really go through, and we had 5 really great semifinalists that were doing a lot of different things and helping in their own way. And ultimately, it came down to one winner. But I mean, realistically, everybody that was nominated was truly a winner.
Okay, so over 100 nominations, 5 semifinalists, and 1 winner. Who was the winner overall, and how did you select this candidate?
So we allowed it to go up to our fans. So we gave back to our community and said, hey, here's our top 5 candidates. And these 5 people were voted on by our fans. Our broadcasting team and our PR team put together their stories, did interviews with them so that they could show them in the best light and present them to our fans. So for us, it was a really cool experience because I think our staff got to personally know these winners. And ultimately, John Mandiel, who lives up in Boca Raton, had won. He's an occupational therapist over in Delray Beach. And it was a really cool, heartwarming thing to see all of these people going above and beyond.
What stood out about John Mandiel's story that was so unique that allowed you and your team to come together when selecting this winner for the Territory Teammates program that you decided he was the one?
John kind of was doing his everyday job, but I think when everything hit, all of a sudden these people that he was working with were not able to contact their loved ones, were not able to get in touch with people. We're kind of dealing with a lot of stress and anxiety. Obviously, they're going to see an occupational therapist. And on top of it, we have a global pandemic happening. So John made sure that these people were able to get in touch with their loved ones through Zoom calls. And he was able to really be able to connect these people when, they were feeling really down. When I read his story the first time, I had to take a step back from it. And like, I knew right away he was a semifinalist, like no problem. It wasn't even a question for me. There were a lot of these stories, but John's, it was very, selfless. It was very kind. And it was just at its core, a touching tribute to the people who are working every day to keep us safe and things like that. And I think John went above and beyond what he does in a normal 9 to 5. And I think that's what really touched us.
That's an incredible initiative that John Mandiel took upon himself to help out in the community. Who and what were the stories of some of those other people that were nominated?
Yeah, I mean, we had all sorts of nominees. For us, it was an impossible task because I can tell you we tried to get it down to 10 people and we'd end up with a list of 30 because there were just so many great nominations. You had teachers that were taking extra time out of their day to go in and have Zoom calls with parents to help them learn what they need to do. We had a lot of people in the world of helping, raise money for food for people who had lost their jobs. We had our friends at the Harvest Drive giving back. And one of the things they do is they prepare meals for families. But even in that time, this is a group of volunteers that stepped up and while everything was shut down, still found ways to put together meals for these families who relied on school lunches that now there weren't schools. So a lot of our organizations, and obviously we had plenty of doctors, nurses, lawyers, law enforcement, people who just had really great stories. And it was just very touching to see. And it really restored your faith in humanity a lot because I think with everything happening in the world, it was just really touching to see these people that they were away from their families and in a scary time, and they were more concerned with helping others and being there for their community.
And that was so important at a time that was so difficult for many. And when you all reached that tough decision of selecting a winner amongst the 5 that you narrowed it down to, what did you decide then would be the reward for winning this first ever Territory Teammates program?
Well, we wanted to create a really cool experience for the person. So what we did is we did a drive-by celebration for the person. We presented John with his jersey. So we had a custom Panthers jersey made for him. Our mascot, Stanley C. Panther, and our Roar Corps, as well as some of our staff, went up to his house and socially distancedly celebrated John and really were able to give him a prize. And, we gave him a VIP experience for him and his family for once the games are back in play. So John's going to come and he's going to sit in our Club Lexus, which is one of our premium clubs. He's going to get to do a behind-the-scenes tour. And get to see the inner workings of everything that goes on and just, be able to highlight him once things kind of go back to normal.
That sounds awesome for John and just such a special moment to celebrate the things that he did. What were some of the goals that you all wanted to accomplish when creating this program?
Our goal was to use our platform as a professional sports team to tell the stories of these heroes that maybe you didn't see. I think a lot of people went home and turned on the news every night and saw the cases of COVID rising every day. And it's not the most positive thing to do every day is to see it day in and day out. So for us, our mission was really to let people know, like, there's good out there. There's things happening in such a dark time that you guys can be a little bit excited about the future and, know that there's people out there caring. We're also very lucky that we had so many partners that were committed. Moss Construction came right away and said, hey, how can we help? So having those partners that kind of came in and really were part of this made a huge difference.
Right. And so now that this was such a success for you all, the question is, do the Panthers plan on bringing this program back next season?
I think it's actually become a program that, when we started it, I think we were kind of having it as a one-off, but I think it's become something that we see as a huge value for our fans and, an opportunity to nominate people that are everyday heroes. I think it's definitely something we want to explore doing in the future because I think there's so many people out there that are doing things that you don't even think about on a day-to-day basis, and they deserve the opportunity to be honored and hopefully inspire others.
So if sports fans want to see these incredible, touching stories about the nominees that were entered into the Territory Teammates program, where should they go to find some information and other positive initiatives that the Panthers are putting on in the South Florida area?
Yeah, if you want to hear more about Territory Teammates, you can check out all the videos and the stories on floridapanthers.com/Territory Teammates. And if you're looking to find out what we're doing with the foundation and in the community, you can go to panthersfoundation.org or check out our Twitter at FLA Panthers Care.
John, thank you so much for joining us on Beyond the Scoreboard. Best of luck to you and the Florida Panthers, and stay healthy and safe.
You too, Taylor. Thanks.